Hey, hardcore hog fans. Rick DeWeese coming to you live with my main man, George Waddell. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Rick? Well, we didn't beat Texas and we didn't beat anybody else, so we got one game, one wreck to go.
Bro, we are sucking hind tit right now.
That's true. Yeah. And that
I
hog
am
ain't pretty.
very
That hog ain't
pleased to
pretty.
announce, I'm very pleased to announce, though, that we have a repeat winner on Prediction Thursday. First time ever. My good buddy, Jack Otten. What's up?
First time ever?
Yeah.
First time ever for repeat.
Wow.
We've not had anybody win twice in a row.
And do
Back to back.
you realize why that happened, right? Because I picked against Arkansas 2 weeks in a row. First,
Well, hey, listen, you could have been on here 8 times in a row
I know.
if you'd have picked. I mean, we were overzealous in the beginning, and finally, some of our hardcore hog fans decided to start picking the other team, and now they're on our show.
Yeah, come to my right.
That's right.
Yeah,
I love it.
we abhor pragmatists, and they seem to keep showing up.
Well, here's the deal this week. We got to play Missouri in the rain. I want to be very clear on that. It's going to be a rainy football game. George, I will start with you, partner. What do you think about this game, and what's the score going to be?
I'll this game. I haven't thought one thing about this game, and I know only that Missouri usually shows up and plays this game with us every single year. And so, given that, I'm going to pick the Hogs again.
And it's laughable, of course.
Yes, of course. 28-12. Yeah.
Okay,
They
look,
can't get
I'm
out
going to
of
go
line.
second.
Yeah.
I'm going to let our guest go last because he's an old pro now. He's been on twice in a row. I'm going to get mine out of the way, but I'm going to be very serious about my pick, George. I am also going to pick the Hawks, so shut up.
Shocker.
But here's what this is the smart part that I'm going to do. We are the king of one-score games. You follow? And we can score 40 points in a game. I don't know if we get there in the rain, but I'm going 35-34 Hogs.
Wow.
I mean, it is what it is.
Put it out there.
35 Hogs. I know we can score the points. It's going to be raining. The defense gets the crutch on the rain. So hopefully that slows down their offense a little bit. Let's go Hogs.
Let's go Hogs.
All right, Jack, what do you got, buddy? It's all on you now.
I'm with George. I haven't given this game one iota of a thought. But what's interesting, though, is the spread has been at 2.5. Missouri's a 2.5 point favorite. And I cannot for the life of me figure out why it's so low. So given that Vegas always knows, I'm going to actually go pick the Hogs, even though I probably shouldn't. But I'm going to say Hog. How's that?
What was your score?
24-21 Hogs. But here's the other thing. I think KJ Jackson's going to start. So I have no clue of this game, zero clue. But it's the last game we're due, and I hate Missouri, so I'm picking the Hogs.
Well, you totally cut out, and maybe it comes out on the video, but I still missed the numbers.
So 21.
24-21 Razorbacks.
Okay. One-score game. See, you're on the right page with me.
Yeah.
I just think we can put up some points. I think they're going to put up the points too, but nonetheless, I mean, hopefully our defense, with it being wet, we'll get some turnovers. I mean, plus turnovers. Right now we rank last. We might be last in the NCAA in turnover margin, just so you know. We're definitely last in the SEC. I know that for a fact. But turnover margin, we have got to hold on to the football. And, of course, as fate will have it, it's going to be raining, and you just hide and watch. This game, we'll end up holding on to the football. We can't hold on to it when it's dry, but when it's wet, I'll bet you we end up holding on to it.
It's going to be windy too.
So it's going to be one of those nasty November rains where everybody has to wear sheets or plastic over their bodies, and the leaves have fallen off the trees and they're just making a mess all over the dead grass. Is that what you're saying?
I'll be there. I'll be there, by God. I'm going in the game. I don't care hell or high water.
Yeah.
I know it's going to be messy. I've got a tailgate I got to deal with. Jack, I don't know what y'all have decided on your tailgate. We're going cocktails only.
Yeah, but I don't think
we're not doing food.
Yeah, we're not going to have it because my partner's out of town. He's out hunting, so we're not even going to.
But we're having the game. But I am going to go in the game, actually. But I will find me a dry place to watch the game, and if it doesn't work out for me, I will walk out of said game, and I will go to the dry place and watch the game. But I will be watching, maybe in my tailgate, with the TV.
You'll be there in spirit.
I'll be something. But I'm a diehard fan. I am going to walk in the stadium. I don't care how hard it's raining. I got better rain gear than 90% of America. Clearly. So I'll have it on. I will be wearing it. I can hunt in that crap. I can hike in that crap. I got it all. So I am going to at least hike 400 yards to my seat. And if it doesn't work out, I'm going to hike 400 yards back to my tailgate, and I'm going to watch it on TV.
That's why they call it hardcore hog, right?
That's right. You got to be a hardcore hog if you're a hardcore hog, right?
Yeah. I want a picture of that, Rick. I want a photo of you and in the A formation.
Look, I'll give you some. If you want, I'll give you some live Riverside studio. I'll dump it in the studio live shot, and I'll let you edit it up for some chuckles on a TikTok post or something. Well, my daughter will be out there. She'll be handling the Suey, so she'll be on the field. I got to see her for a minute at least, and then take pictures, make fun of them. Sorry. And then, of course, they have to stay out there, but I don't have to stay out there. I can go wherever I want.
So I wonder what the psychology of this team is right now. Coming out to a wet, damp field, you've lost so many games in a row. This is it. You're going up against a Missouri team that's at least got some dignity to play for. Are we looking forward? Is KJ Jackson going to get the ball? Do we know anything?
Well, here, I'll give you my point from the local perspective. Jack is even more local than I am. But I can tell you, as far as the ball players go, these kids want to win a football game in the SEC. They are dying to win a game. This is a very winnable game. I mean, like we've talked about 100 times, we've been one score away from 10-2, right? So I don't know why they can't get motivated, and they will, but I wouldn't know another reason that they couldn't get motivated. They do love Bobby Petrino. I think they'll get motivated. I think they will play for him. I don't think they're just going to lay down and die. I think there's hopes of a new coach coming down the horizon. And, I hope that this thing works out the way we want it to. But as far as the players go, I think they're dialed in. Jack, I don't know what you're hearing up there, but tell me what you think.
Well, I went to Bobby Petrino's show last night, and KJ was one of the guest players, and the guy's last name, the freshman running back from Parkview. I can't remember his name. Cam. Anyway, those were the two players that were there. And the thing that they talked about most was sending seniors out on the right note. They want to win for the seniors. They got 30 guys that are going to walk tomorrow, and they even said it. It's a pride issue. So these kids have lost a lot of tough, close games. They do want to win, and they want to go out the right way, and they want to send the seniors out the right way. So It's going to be tough. The weather's going to suck. There's probably not going to be a lot of people there, but they haven't lost their competitive spirit. They could have rolled over and lost these games by 30. I mean, every one of them, and they haven't. So kudos to the coaching staff and to the players for sticking together. And they seem like they're a cohesive bunch. So I think they'll play hard. I just hope they can get the win. That's all.
Yeah, I agree. I think with the spirit of the coaching search going on, but we can talk about that now. I believe this thing has gotten narrowed down pretty well. Here's what I think. I hope that if we pick another coach, a young coach, I hope Petrino stays on as the offensive coordinator and the offensive brain trust of this team. I think they've got good cohesion. I think he's a great coach. I think he's perfect he's perfect to be the head coach. But, if we can get Alex Golish like we think we're going to get, I think they've come to terms, but nothing's official at this point at the time of this filming. But I think that would be ideal. And I think that Bobby Petrino would be an awesome fit to his offensive coordination piece of that. And I hope that happens. So I don't know what y'all think, but that's my 2 cents on that.
Well, it would be extraordinary if that happened, but I doubt it, because isn't Golish, isn't his forte offense?
Absolutely.
I think if you did keep Petrino on staff, it would keep him from coaching other places, kind of like hire your competition's best person so they don't have them anymore and you do. So you keep him off the streets if he still wants to be in that position. But I would imagine that Golish wants to come in, evaluate what he has. My hope is that he can evaluate talent, and that the experience that he has with Tennessee, I think, is good because he knows what SEC talent looks like, big time SEC talent. So he's got that. And he's built a program from a dweller in the cellar to on the verge of being in the college playoffs. I think that's pretty extraordinary if he becomes our coach.
Well, let me step in on top of that just real quick, and not to cut you off, Jack, on your thoughts on this. Hang on to those thoughts. But one of the best points I want to make is, this Golish kid is like, 42 years old or so. He's not he's an up and comer, did a great job at Tennessee, then at South Florida. Here's the deal. If I had a chance, and I put Petrino right up there with Gus Malzahn, some of the best offensive minds in the world. I'm trying to think of the pro coach that used to coach USC and now coaches Seattle or whatever.
Pete
The
Carroll.
high end. Yeah, Pete Carroll. I put him up there in that category. And I'm telling you, if I was a young guy like that guy, I would want to come in and say, hell yeah, I want Bobby Petrino. Not game time, but I want to have Bobby Petrino in my locker room, and I want to talk to that guy every week, and I want to look at film with that guy every week, and I want to talk about strategy with that guy every week. And then I would feel more comfortable calling the plays that I call. If indeed, Golish decided to be the guy that's calling plays on the field, or maybe him and Bobby come up with a plan on their own and Bobby's calling the plays. But at the end of the day, what a better treat could you have than to be a young guy coming up and although he's your assistant, you get to be under the tutelage of Bobby Petrino, because we've already seen Bobby Petrino doesn't give a damn about being the head coach. He is very comfortable in riding out his twilight years being an offensive coordinator, period. So I think it's great, and I hope the dots connect on that deal.
Yeah, I don't think that will happen either. I have to agree with George on that. But the similarities I draw are like when Sam Pittman first took the job. Who'd he hire as an assistant? Odom, head coaching experience, right? Someone he could go
Yeah.
to, someone he could look to for wisdom who'd been in that chair before. Now, it's a little bit different here because Golish has had coaching experience now, and he's had 3 years or 4 years or whatever it is under his belt at South Florida. So, and I think he's going to want to bring his own people in, just like, just like every other coach would. But to your point, it would be great to have that wealth of knowledge and have some, a stage like that in your locker room where you can go and tap into that vault of information.
Well, and remember, Petrino's an SEC coach as well, so
Yeah, absolutely.
you got to be careful bringing your own lower level college coaches into the SEC.
Yeah,
Can be detrimental if you're not careful.
yeah. Ask Chad Morris.
Yes, that's exactly right. You bring in a bunch of junior college coaches, and you're going to get a junior college response.
Sides paddle hop, ready, exercise.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Get on the ground. Jeez.
Hey, Jay Lawson told me that every time I say at the end of the day,
Yeah.
or something else, I can't remember what my normal thing is, and I hadn't really paid attention to it until I did the jumping jacks just then. But I don't think I've said it one time, but he says it's 20 burpees for every time I say at the end of the day or
And those
something.
two
I
don't
can't
count.
remember.
Yeah.
Of course they don't, but I'm telling you in advance, and maybe I haven't said it yet, but there could be a lot of burpees in my future if I've already said it too many times.
Rick, and until somebody else confirms that any of your idioms are annoying in some way, I would just leave that. I would leave those comments in a class by themselves.
And if you think I'm going to let Jay Lawson dictate the comments, the idioms that I have, you are completely mistaken.
Yeah. I mean,
Hey.
would you say, hey, Fonzie, you're doing hey too much? I mean, no.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
You tell Jay Lawson whenever he gets on this show, then he can start calling the shots, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Let's go, Jay Lawson. You got to get on this show.
Got called out.
Back to back, Jack.
Hey, that's back to back Jack coming at you.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
That's like it's like the 77-78 Steelers.
You got to pay to play, bro.
Hey, when you can do
Well,
back like Jack.
Well, we haven't confirmed this goalless deal just yet, and just to let our listeners know, because this is Prediction Thursday, but we filmed this on Wednesday afternoon at about, I don't know what time it is, 6:30, 7 o'clock Central Time right now.
Yeah.
So any coaching information, which is very fluid right now, I mean, we believe it's goalish, but I don't know that the deal has been officially struck. I don't know that the board of directors and Yurchek have signed off on it yet. I think they've given him basically the if I could, you would you.
Yeah.
If I could pay you this, would you take the job? And our NIL might be this and might be that. Would you take the job?
Yeah.
So I think they're in that phase of the deal.
They're in that asking to the prom phase. He's like,
hey, but I can tell you this.
I wonder if Christy will go with me if I ask her to the prom.
Hey, all bullshit aside, you got Florida, LSU, Auburn, Penn State, all these different places looking for coaches. And I would put Arkansas pretty far down the list. But if we could get an Alex Golesh, I would be very pleased, because LSU has put themselves in a pickle, and so has Florida, because they're leaning on this Lane Kiffin freaking, I don't know what else to call it other than a facade.
Or fiasco.
But Lane Kiffin is the king of fiasco. And I love Lane. We could have had Lane years ago, and we didn't get him. And I know why we didn't get him, because him and Hunter's moral compass does not line up. And I get that, and I don't blame Hunter a bit. when that time was where it was. But at the end of the day, Lane Kiffin is going to stay at Ole Miss unless the 80 million or the 85 million can lure him away from there, because he's always been a cash cow. He's always been the guy that will take the cash and, forget the longevity. He's been very lucky in his career because he's been, shit, we don't even need to go back they fired him on the tarmac back in the day at Tennessee. He's been to USC, and he has scrambled from every place he's ever been to. But now I think Lane has come into a position where he's older, wiser, he's a mature coach. Hopefully he's making good decisions there at Ole Miss. And I think what he's trying to do is just talk them into a big, fat, huge contract and stay where he's at. But George, like you and I talked about, you can go 10-1 this year, but you go 2-8 next year,
Ain't
you in
so
trouble,
nice.
bro.
Everybody ain't so nice to you anymore when you go into
And what happens to that stock? Where's that 80 million go?
right. So Rick, I think too, what we're looking at right now today, as we're speaking, the day before Thanksgiving, is Lane Kiffin really determines where the dominoes start falling. Because if he stays put, there's other dominoes that stay put. And then the whole shift of coaching track might be moved somewhat. So I think there's a lot of people that are waiting on Lane Kiffin to make that final decision. But I think that probably that final decision's already been made behind closed doors with agents and people in the know and gentlemen's agreements, even though it involves Lane Kiffin. It's done behind the scenes. And so where the dominoes start falling is where we're going to see a lot of these things land, because I think when Lane landed at Ole Miss to begin with, it seems like that's when Arkansas kind of went the other direction with our coach. So
Pittman.
Yeah, Pittman.
For sure it was, because I'm telling you, Hunter's moral compass does not line up with Lane's, and I know that for a fact.
Yeah. So I think we're going to wait. I think it's going to be a couple of days before we know, because where the dominoes start falling will determine a couple of other key jobs.
Now, also, we've got a lot of people out there, calling for Hunter Yurachek's job. He doesn't know what he's doing, this, that, and the other. I'm not even going to go through his Arkansas resume of every other team that we have that's winning national championships and thriving. I understand it's not football, but you can trust me this, and I know this for a fact, that Hunter Yurachek is very, very well connected in the athletic director system, in the coaching system, in the SEC. Trust me, he knows everybody that knows anybody and more than what I think I know. And you know that by the fact that he's now the head of the playoff commission championship deal. So at the end of the day, bet you this: Arkansas cornered LSU and Florida, and they went ahead and got their coach, which once Auburn took Summerall and we're going to take Golish, we kind of start pinching LSU and Florida out of a deal, because if these coaches that they want don't come, which I guarantee you Lane's going to cut a deal with Ole Miss. But here's what I'm telling you. If indeed Hunter Yurachek took Alex Golish and they cut a deal, you can bet your ass Hunter Yurachek called Lane Kiffin on the telephone and had a conversation and said, "Hey, bro, it's between me and you. What are you going to do?" And I guarantee you they have a good enough relationship that Lane said, "I'm going to squeeze Ole Miss for the money, or I'm going to go take the 85 million. One or the other." And Hunter goes, "That's all I needed to know. I think I know what you're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and take my guy." And I think that's why we're hearing it right now. You heard it here first.
So you think Lane Kiffin was in on the Razorback job this time around?
Oh, no, 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 no. No, I'm talking about it's how you play Florida against LSU,
Oh,
and
okay,
you've
I
got
got you.
Arkansas and Auburn trying to grab a coach
Yeah,
below them.
yeah,
LSU and Florida are trying to hit the home run.
yeah,
And when you do that, you better swing hard and you better swing for the fences,
yeah.
because when you miss, it's a strikeout and you go sit your ass on the bench.
Well, too,
And goalish, and they don't get Summerall.
yeah.
So
I like what you're thinking there. Except I don't know if I don't know enough about Lane Kiffin that he would cut LSU and Florida's throat like that. But it sure would be nice.
well, it's $80 million either way you slice it. And I can tell you this, if he stays at Ole Miss and LSU or Florida does not get Lane Kiffin, they will get a subpar coach compared to us and Auburn. Period.
I
That's if
like,
we get Golish and they get Summerall,
yeah.
they will get a subpar coach. LSU and Florida will suffer because
Well,
they went for the home run. They will strike out, sit their ass on the bench, and wait till next year.
Well, who else was out there? All right, let's take let's say that he does leave and then Golish. So if Lane Kiffin goes to say LSU and then Golish, well, say Lane Kiffin stays and Golish decides to go to LSU, who do we get?
No, that's not the way it's going to work.
I know.
They,
Oh,
no,
I'm saying worst case scenario.
I'm just feeling like I get you, but I'm saying that I don't think it would already have been. I mean, Trey Biddy probably made a mistake by jumping the gun on that whole
I'd say so.
announcement, but I think that if they have a deal in place, I think Golish is the coach. And
Yeah.
if that's the case, and Summerall's the coach at Auburn, then LSU and Florida are kind of hanging out to dry a little bit based on Lane Kiffin's decision. Because guess what? No other coach out there that's available for a job. James Franklin's already gone. No other good coach. There's a North Texas guy. There's some offensive coordinators. There's defensive coordinators. I'm telling you, nobody's making a move until Lane Kiffin says so. And that's why I'm telling you, Lane Kiffin controls all the purse strings. He's the puppeteer.
Yeah, okay.
And
Well,
until he decides, nobody's doing nothing.
Morris from North Texas did go to Oklahoma State, so he's off the board too now.
That's right. And it's a great spot for him. Great spot.
Yeah, I'm curious to see who's plan B for LSU in Florida. That's really what I want to know. Because if they don't get Lane, who are they going to get? You know, and then that's
who else is out there?
coach.
But that's why I'm telling you, it's the ultimate pinch. It's the ultimate pinch.
I know.
Yurachek did his job. He pinched them. They're fucked. I'm just telling you, Florida and LSU, I don't know what they're going to do. I hope they get a great coach. I think that'll be fantastic. Listen, I backed out of the coaching search so long ago that I quit trying to guess who's going to go where. I'll tell you this. I am enough involved in the coaching search to know now that we just played the critical hand of if we grab Golish and Auburn grabbed Summerall, then shit, I don't know what LSU. Hey, look, it may open up an opportunity for Rhett Lashley. I doubt that.
Yeah,
I don't think he can make the cut on that deal. But I mean, LSU and Florida are going to have to hash it out. LSU is obviously the more desirable job. But, jeez, you boys are about to see some shit shake out that we hadn't seen in a long time. We had never seen 4 available jobs in the SEC at one time. Let's go there.
You remember when Florida wasn't that good in football back in the early 80s? They were making it to, barely making it to bowl games. I think we played Florida one year in a bowl, like a Blue Bonnet Bowl or some bowl. But Florida hasn't had that long standing tradition like, say,
well, since the old ball coach. They had the old ball coach back in the day.
Yeah, the old ball coach is who made Florida. And that's what they keep trying to get back to. But for us, It'd be like us trying to get back to Frank Broyles. Yeah, he won.
That's right.
What are you doing? So we played Florida that one year in the SEC championship game, and it was a really close game until half, and then they I think we fumbled a punt return and they took over from there. But that was really the last little era that Florida was much of anything. I thought was, that kind of stronghold. But I agree with you. LSU's probably a better job than Florida, and us getting Golish, if that's the way it works out, sounds like we're taking one of the cards out of the deck, and that if he does cut Florida and LSU's neck by staying put uh at Ole Miss, I think that's great. I think it's great because we have to play LSU every year, I think.
And thanks for the trip down memory lane, George. You give me PTSD with the.
We've been on the Gilligan's Island thing for a longer than we've ever wanted to admit.
I was at that SEC championship game, and I'll never forget. It was Reggie Fish. He fielded that punt inside the 5, dropped it, touchdown. We had all the momentum. We had just, and every time they say Reggie Fish, I have convulsions.
God, now you're giving me PTSD, Jack. Thanks for reminding me of all that.
For a long time,
Jeez.
Reggie Fish was a bad word.
God.
George started this.
Yeah, darn it.
But
well,
I go ahead and pull the trigger because I'm like you. I don't want to get stuck holding the bag when Lane Kiffin says I'm here, and then everybody scrambles to fill the spot that they thought they had reserved for Lane Kiffin. That's it.
Well, I'm going to tell you something else too. This is very important. If we do indeed land Golish, which is I think our best bet that we could do, let's just say we land him. So Lane Kiffin now has the ability to totally screw LSU in Florida and stay at Ole Miss. And we're not going to know the answer to that until after the Egg Bowl Saturday. I think it's Friday or Saturday, whenever the Egg Bowl is.
I think it's Friday.
They've already said that he's not going to make a decision where he goes. So there's still a few more days of coaching negotiation going on around the SEC. So let's just go worst case scenario, George. Let's not go best case. Let's go mid case. We get Golish. Auburn gets Summerall. Lane Kiffin goes to LSU or Florida, right?
Mm-hmm.
You still leave open the Ole Miss job. So now instead of LSU or Florida being screwed, Ole Miss is screwed.
I don't care.
And or Florida or LSU. 2 schools in the SEC are getting screwed because of the Razorbacks hiring Golish. Yurchek has pinched the freaking deal. He has pinched it and said, okay, Auburn, you take Summerall. We'll take Golish. LSU and Florida can hang out in the wind, flapping in the wind, if you know what I mean. And who cares where Lane goes? It leaves, okay, Ole Miss flapping in the wind with the other one that doesn't get Lane. Mm-hmm. So I love the scenario. I think it's genius. And all these people that are calling for Yurchek's job, they can KMA because that is genius, in my opinion, of how he orchestrated this thing, and let Summerall go to Auburn. He's going to take Golish, and it's going to all unfold, and LSU and Florida are screwed. I love it. Genius athletic director move.
Let's remember, fans are just angry. They're 2-9. They're angry. They want to blame someone. They can't blame Pittman anymore. They don't want to blame Petrino because he was put in a poor position. So who are they going to blame? Hunter. They're going to come after
Yurchek.
Yeah, exactly. This wasn't the case. Nobody be having any qualms with Hunter Yurchek at all.
At the end of the day, he's going to come out of this thing looking like a genius. And I wish I could be in the room with him right now and just listen to him negotiate, do his deal. And he knows that he's pinching LSU in Florida right now. I mean, if he cut a deal with Golish, and I'm saying if, and I'm sure he did, but if he did, the pinch that he has just put on LSU in Florida, and you can interchange Ole Miss with either one of them, is going to be genius. Just telling you. I mean, freaking genius.
Glad to have a young coach with energy, who has experience, who's been in the SEC. Is he going to be successful? I don't know. You know, all these coaching searches, all these if you get down to it, a lot of them are crapshoots. They have success one place, doesn't necessarily translate into the success of the other. You'd mentioned earlier, you know, you go 10-1 this year, but you go 2-8 next year, you're in big trouble. You know, ask Mike Norvell about that.
Oh, no doubt.
In his situation. But to your point, though, did they care? No, because they're still going to get paid.
What did we say a couple weeks ago, George? Maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago? All I want to do is grow up and be a head coach and get fired.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do. In my life goal, I just want to grow up and be a head coach, and I want to be fired. And then
golden parachute that is.
Yeah, and I'll be like Tommy Tuberville. I'll just go bass fishing until I am ready to get on the ESPN network and be a commentator for a minute, and then I'll go back to bass fishing.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Tommy Tuberville was the first one that took the big buyout, and he tucked it and he ran.
Yeah. And now he's like their congressman, right? He's a congressman.
Oh yeah. Then he got into politics. I mean, come on.
Oh boy.
You gotta love it.
I wonder what old Sam Pittman's doing. Is he still up in Fayetteville, you know, pushing this cart around, or?
He's in Hot Springs. He's at the lake house.
Attaboy. Good job.
George. Like I told you, I want to grow up to be a head coach.
I was about to say,
I want to be fired, and I will retire at my lake house with my hogs, with the water shooting out of the hog fountain on my big old boat, and you will never have to see me again. I'll sign autographs when I see you at the restaurant, but hey, other than that,
if we see you at the Kroger or he's doing Piggly Wiggly commercials,
I'm done.
The old cold beer.
Yeah, old cold beer. Get your cold beer out here at Bypass Liquor here in Harrison.
I knew I should have been a coach a long time ago. I don't know why I didn't ever take that path up, but
you should have, Rick. Yeah,
bro, they're offering $85 million contracts now to coaches.
College,
right? You remember when coaches didn't even make $1 million?
You remember I hired Nick Saban and offered him $3 at Auburn, and everybody was up in arms and thinking how crazy they were.
Yeah, because he was going to be the highest paid football coach ever.
Yeah. 3. Where was all this money 30 years ago?
Down there by your mom and them's.
Down there in the safety deposit box at the Razorback Vault.
That's right. Down there by your mom and them's.
Ooh, no, that's a fire. That is a fire.
All right, look, we've gone way past our time because now George is going to have an extra 10 minutes of video that he's going to have to chop up and figure out what the best of the best is. But
it's all good. Yeah, wait till you see all the highlights.
Yeah, hey, this was a good interview. I think we had a good.
Absolutely, gentlemen. Well, happy Thanksgiving from Beverly Hills. We are going to have the Waddells are going to have Chinese Thanksgiving, Chinese food. Yes, my kids, after years and years of us dragging them all over God's creation for Thanksgiving, you know, 2 hours here, 2 hours here. We get to sit around the coffee table, eat Chinese food, and do whatever the heck we want.
So, are you going to reenact Christmas Story?
Yeah. No, I think we may watch a movie, but yeah, everybody's doing great. So it's there's a lot to be thankful for, even though a lot of it is not Razorback football. It's been a tough season. I must admit.
Did we lose Rick?
I think we lost Rick DeWeese. He didn't want to hear another word about it. All right, hey,
I'm thankful that this is the last game of the football season.
That's a good thing. That is a good thing. All
I hope
right.
you have,
We'll check
George,
you next time.
have a great Thanksgiving. Okay.